Welcome to 2-Bit Talks. Today's episode we're talking about Nintendo's E3 conference / actually it was just their Nintendo Direct showing what they had, and we're going to talk about it. Jonathan, did you watch the Nintendo Direct?
I followed all the news from E3, picking out the things that stood out to me, and out of all the articles and trailers that I watched and read about and everything, nothing from Nintendo came up on my radar. All the predictions I made about Nintendo's E3 had to do with hardware. My hope was hardware, and nothing, not a blip. So no, I didn't really. I read an article about the new Mario game, but really, other than that, no.
Well, they had a Direct. It was very short, only 25 minutes. You have your Wii U. You can watch it just right there on your Wii U. But essentially, and they didn't show any 3DS games. They saved it all for Treehouse, which is like a live stream that they do, and they showed a bunch of cool stuff there. But they kept it short and sweet with games, and they had a few surprises, some curveballs in there. I would say out of the big three, Xbox and Sony's shows went over like a wet fart in church. They were like mediocre at best, in my opinion, and Nintendo came in, and the sad thing is Nintendo didn't, I don't think, had a really great show, but they at least gave you something where I felt like if you were to ask me out of the big three companies who had the best show, Nintendo did. And Nintendo needed to have a good show, I feel, this year, because they're still riding off the momentum of the Switch, and they needed to give you games, go, here's what's coming out, and that's what they did. Here's what we got in the can for this year and the beginning of next year, and we'll go through those. Xenoblade 2, which I still need to beat 1. I still haven't beaten 1. Or Chronicles X is what it's called.
Did Nintendo give you enough games this year? Because I know one of your predictions or hopes was games. Did they give you enough? Did they sate your need? They quench your thirst?
Yes and no. Yes and no. It's this weird thing. They gave me enough where it's like, okay, there's enough games to spread out. It wasn't as much as I was wanting, but at least now I know I'm getting Xenoblade Chronicles X, Xenoblade 2, I'm getting Mario Odyssey, which is going to be the killer app, I think, this holiday season. It's going to be a huge change, which we'll talk about later on. And of course, we're getting Zelda DLC and a handful of other games. But what's more important, they showed a lot of what's next year too, what's on the horizon. So you're getting some core games this year. I would like a little bit more, but still, you're getting some really core games that will tide you over until next year. And then I think we're going to get a lot of big titles dropping next year. The sad thing is I didn't see a whole lot of third party. There were some surprises. This was mainly with the Ubisoft presentation, but we're getting Mario and Rabbids are coming together for a game.
Why?
And it's going to be like a tactical strategy kind of game. It looked really interesting.
Really?
It looked actually really awesome. I'm looking forward to that. That's actually coming out, I think, this August, was it? So that's going to be a big game that's dropping for us. That's their big third party game this year. A couple of games I'm going to list off of here that were the big surprises was Metroid Prime 4 is coming out, which people have been wanting because the Prime series is very popular. They didn't show much. It was just here's the title, coming soon,
right?
And that's it.
A tease of a teaser.
A tease of a teaser, but it's still huge. A Metroid. We haven't had a main Metroid game in a long time, so this is great news, welcoming news. A port from the Wii U, Pokken Tournament.
Pokken Tournament, yeah.
Pokken Tournament.
It's like Tekken, but for Pokemon. It's actually a lot of fun. It's interesting.
And there's a version, like, you know how you got Mario Kart 8 Deluxe? This is like what you're getting for this. But more importantly, they announced a core Pokemon game coming to the Switch. We don't have a release date. It was literally a dude sitting in his office. Oh yeah, Pokken Tournament. He had like a little pad or something. He's just talking to him. Yeah, Pokken Tournament. Oh, and another thing. I don't know if you care, but just so you guys know, we're working on a new core RPG Pokemon game for the Switch. Have a good day.
And by that he means it's a game that's not a port. It's a Switch title.
Switch title, and it's not a port, and it's like going to be a core. So this is like off of what we just had, Sun and Moon, right? That came out. So this is going to be like after, this is the progression of that, and it's going to be on your Switch, and the Switch is way more powerful than the 3DS. So I'm interested to see what they have. This is kind of what I've been dreaming about for a long, as a kid. I was like, of course, I love the Game Boy games and even the later games, playing those, but I always thought, what if it was like in a full 3D open world, like Xbox PS2 graphics kind of thing is what I always thought. I was like, oh, that'd be so awesome.
And now you can have that and take it with you.
And take it with me. And so I don't think we're going to see much on this until next year, and I don't even think this is probably going to come out next year. They could surprise me, but this might be a big 2019 game for them. We'll see. But it was still it was so weird how it was just like he was so casual about it. This is huge news.
I think that was the point.
It was the point.
Yeah,
it was like, when this game's coming
it's
out.
It's a classic. Well, we're gonna bury the lead for comedic effect. Like, and by the way, the iPhone's gonna have a fingerprint sensor. Like, you save that till the end. It's like you bury the lead. It's a classic, way to grab your attention.
But that grabbed more attention than the Pokemon thing. It was just like, okay, yeah, Pokemon, but what about this new Pokemon RPG game? That was huge. Of course, we're getting a new Kirby game. It looks like more in the style of the old Kirby games, but also it looks like it'll be co-op, and people have different characters with different abilities, and you can do combo attacks with your abilities. It looks like it's going to be really cool. I love Kirby games. New Yoshi game. Yes, Kirby. New Yoshi game coming out, and a lot of people were saying it looked like Yoshi's Woolly World.
Yeah, what are your thoughts on that?
I liked it. It was like, did you see the preview for that?
No, I didn't see it.
I've
seen memes though.
It's this weird little. It'll be like side scrolling, but also like say there's a building there, you can go into the building, and then the screen turns around to the other side of the building and all that. Kind of like how was it last night? How you liked how it kind of did those little things. Mm-hmm. Kind of like that, but not as extreme as last night.
Yeah.
But it was still like kind of like the levels have layers upon layers. It reminds me of Mario Brothers 3. Remember when you get duck and then you kind of go in between? It's kind of that kind of thing. So I'm looking forward to that. I've never been like hardcore into Yoshi games, but I do love that a Yoshi game you can just pick it up, play it, easy peasy, fun little game to play, with my kids. So I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah.
A Dynasty Warriors clone kind of game, Fire Emblem,
mm-hmm.
Or Fire Emblem is like I believe an RPG series, but they're getting their own little Dynasty Warriors game, kind of like Hyrule Warriors.
Right.
Looks like it's going to be interesting. We'll see. I'm not huge into it. Of course, I mentioned Mario Rabbids. Rocket League was I think their biggest third-party announcement. Well, besides the Rabbids, Mario Rabbids one, but this is something that's going to really take advantage of, I think, Switch's mobile.
Well, we don't know whether or not it's going to have local split screen.
Well, not local split screen, but they did say it's going to have local, like
wireless.
Wireless. You can go hang out with your friends, and if you all have Rocket League on your Switches, you can all play with each other.
Rocket League's a lot of fun. I mentioned it before, and one of the bigger points of the Rocket League announcement for the Switch was they're going to do cross-platform.
Yeah, so you can play.
That's still under wraps for the most part, but some people might think that that's a bad idea just because maybe it's going to introduce a lot of lag if you decide to do cross-platform across different servers and stuff like that, but it's not a bad idea. I mean, the game's simple enough. I don't see why it couldn't work.
It's something Microsoft has been pushing, and the reason it's been stonewalled is because Sony doesn't want to do it, and that's another thing is it'll be cross-platform, Nintendo Switch, PC, and Xbox,
mm-hmm.
but Sony's not going to be involved in this. They won't,
Right.
They won't do it, and I think it's a shame. Why not? Why not have it completely open where everyone can, because that's one of the crimes, I think, in modern gaming is everyone gets, say, Call of Duty, Black Ops 3, that's a terrible example, I know.
Well,
but, you have friends who play it on PlayStation, you have friends who play it on PC, and you have it on Xbox.
The developers would love to knock down those system barriers to say, we're going to sell this cross-platform game. Not only is it multi-platform, but if you have an Xbox and your friend has a PlayStation, you're way more likely to each buy a copy of Black Ops or whatever, Call of Duty, instead of settling on a different title that you might be able to play, together. I mean, I think it would be the next step in a unified experience and help put an end to the sort of system war, I guess. Like,
is Sony scared of it because Microsoft already has it?
I don't know
because
why.
Microsoft has PC and Xbox together.
But Sony makes a lot of PCs. I mean, Sony Computers makes a lot of PCs. I can only see that they see it as a threat financially. Otherwise, they wouldn't have a reason to be against it.
Yeah.
They might just not see it helping their bottom line.
Yeah.
Like, they're going to put resources into making sure their players can cross-platform play with people who didn't spend money on their product. And they probably just don't give a shit about those people because they didn't spend money on their product.
True.
They're not worried about the experience, they're worried about the bottom line.
And while we're on the subject, we missed it, Nintendo announced their online service.
Right, $20 a year.
$20 a year, you get access to a vault of games. It's like, what, $3, $4, $5 a month or something like that. It was cheap. It's very cheap, affordable. Remains to be seen if it's going to be as reliable as, say, Xbox Live or sometimes PlayStation. Was it PS Plus or something like that? They've gotten a lot better. They've grown leaps and bounds. Way better than their PS3 days. But it remains to be seen. I think Nintendo will have growing pains with this, but still it's great price point. It $20 a year, that's, you just $20, just spend $20 and you're set for a year. I wish Microsoft had that.
They're going to sell a lot of prepaid gift cards, like a lot of Nintendo Network $20 cards at registers.
Yeah, just get your aunt or your grandma or someone to be like, hey, my birthday, just give me $20, and bam, you got your online service for your Switch paid for a whole year. And since it's your birthday, just every year you re-up it. See? Good thinking, Nintendo.
Until your grandmother dies.
yeah, it's
like, Grandma, I know you only got about 3 good years left here, so why don't you go ahead and fork over like $80, $90 right now.
Yeah, cover me.
Yeah, cover me until
I get a better job.
Yeah.
But no, we had also, they showed more of the Zelda DLC, which we knew we were getting, but still good to show that they showed more of. We already kind of knew what we were getting with the first DLC pack, but they expanded upon the story DLC too. And looking interesting, they didn't show a whole lot, but still it looks, I think it's called Ballad of the Champion or something like that. It looks like it's going to be a little story side quest, maybe more revealing Link's, more development on Link's character. We'll see when that comes out. Lastly,
and most importantly, in my opinion, for the Switch anyway, the Mario Odyssey.
Mario Odyssey, I was going to say Mario Odyssey is, I think, their killer app for this year. I remember you were not satisfied with how it looked, but I felt like what they showed this in their Nintendo Direct was way more polished than their teaser that they had just a little while ago. The gameplay looks awesome. You can possess a fucking T-Rex. He's wearing his little Mario cap and just going down the thing. You can possess a Goomba and he has the hat and the mustache. Anything Mario possesses automatically gets a mustache.
Right.
You can possess.
Because that's how it works.
You can possess other humans.
Other humans?
Yeah, who's in this main city.
I mean,
that's what brings into question is Mario a human?
Oh, obviously he's a hat-wielding demon.
Yeah, I mean, and the hat they showed in the teaser, they showed a little bit of the story, which is, I guess the hat looks like it's like a Boo or a ghost kind of thing, and its original form is like a white hat, but then I guess when it gets to Mario, it turns itself into his,
Was it like an interdimensional being or something?
Maybe so. They didn't reveal. It's weird because they just showed I remember it just showed clips of the story and you kind of get an idea, but they don't come out and say, here's the story, because honestly it's a Mario game. It's about you possessing shit and using it. It's about the gameplay mechanics with the Mario game, and the story is the background.
Right.
It's like, we'll explain why you can do all these abilities, but really you're here because you want to do these abilities and
solve these puzzles
and collect these stars or whatever it is.
Your
power moons. Power moons and all that. That's why you're
basically
really here.
It's like they're just working their way through the Lucky Charms right now.
Yeah.
Stars, moons.
Yeah.
They ever do horseshoes, clovers, or red balloons?
I don't think so. That's probably what we're gonna move to next. But still, this looks like a really solid entry in the Mario series. I'm excited. I don't think it's been since Mario Galaxy since we've had like a open 3D.
Well, they had 2 Mario Galaxies, didn't they?
Yeah, 2 Mario Galaxies. And then after that with the Wii U, we got Mario games, but they weren't like the big 3D platforming Mario games. We got it here. I think this is going to be the first open world Mario game. It seems like it's open world. Pauline of Donkey Kong fame, the chick that Mario was saving in Donkey Kong, is the mayor of, was it Kong City or whatever it's called? D-Kong City. I can't remember the exact name, but there's some old characters coming back, so I'm excited. I'm excited for this game. This is a must-buy for me. What did you think of it?
The more I hear about it, the more it makes sense. I mean, Breath of the Wild was a great launch title, and it showed off, an adventurous side. And this is a game that plays more towards Nintendo's strengths of in-the-moment fun. Like, you pick it up and you're playing this familiar character, and seems like a new take, and might have thrown me for a loop initially because he's in a lot of very unique environments that you're not used to seeing him in. But that might be a good thing. Take him and freshen him up a little bit, and the hat.
Switch it up.
Switch it. The hat mechanic looks interesting. And it's promising. I mean, I like Mario, so I'm gonna give him a chance.
Yeah, it's promising. Again, I thought they did what they needed to do this E3. They could have been a little bit, I think, present a few more games, but they still show that they got stuff in the can, and they're going to be pumping them out over the next 6 to 7 months.
Yeah.
And the beginning of the year is when I'm going to start getting into when's Metroid Prime 4 coming out? When's the Yoshi game? When's the Kirby game coming out? That's when I'm going to start.
Yeah.
That's when I think Nintendo's good for this holiday season, but I think they still need to keep that momentum going into next year. I think they're going to have momentum going into the holiday season, but beyond that, I don't know if they're going to stall out like they did with the Wii U or not. So
I want to see the Nintendo Switch S and the Nintendo Switch X. I want to see hardware upgrades still. That's one of the things that I still am not sold on, the fact that it's just a tablet. I mean, it's not even that powerful when you compare it to other consoles, but it does have unique sort of form factor that's making it more and more interesting to me. I'm currently seriously considering buying one because, I mean, my style of gaming...
Or taking mine without
I might just knock it out. You're going to wake up switchless like, buddy.
Oh, my Switch!
So, yeah, I mean, that's the thing about Nintendo. They just keep me feeling like a kid every time I see something new about Mario. I'm like, ooh, like when I was a baby.
And they can't keep them stocked.
Yeah.
Like at a place that I work that I will not mention its name, we can't keep them on the shelves. As soon as they come in, they're gone the next day.
Yeah.
Where the PS4 Pro has been sitting there for 4 or 5 months.
Right.
So it's just like showing you like those Switches are flying off the shelves. So I think for the short term, I'm very optimistic for Nintendo, but I still do think you gotta have more than this. So we'll see though. They've done enough to get them, to next year, I think. But yeah, let us know in the comment section below what you thought of Nintendo's E3 Direct. And of course, as always, like, share, and subscribe. And if you have any questions for the channel, tweet us at 2BitJesus. Anyway guys, as always, stay safe and play on.